Howdy there, Chip Champ. Welcome back to One Great Mangor. Hopefully you are having a fantastic day today. And today, we will be talking about Hajime No Ippo and my man! Let's jump into it. Hajime no Ippo. Holy freaking crap. I adore this anime slash manga so freaking much. But why though? Why do I like this dude who's just punching people? I mean that's what you can say about a lot of series, but like why does this one mean so much to me? And that's very simple. Hajime no Ippo is about a character named Hajime who is a growing teenage boy who can't figure out what he wants to do in life. He's just kind of a rut. He's in a rut. He's like, well, crap. I'm getting bullied by kids, and I'm just not doing anything with my life. He isn't wanting change. He's just living it. He's a reactive character at this point. Until one day, he gets bullied, and one of a big professional boxer comes in and stops them from fighting. Hajime. By not even touching him, he's just dodging the stuff and he's scaring them away, and he's like, holy cow. He's like, so this is what power is. This is what it means to be, a man or whatever. And he's like, I want to become that. And he goes over to him and he's like, I want to become a boxer like you. You inspire me. And he's like, well, what you need to do is you need to prove it. This isn't going to be some baby stuff. This is going to be hard as crap. You're going to have to dedicate yourself to this. And you're going to have to live your life for boxing. And until you show me the dedication that you're willing to do it, then I will not allow you to join the boxing group. And he's like, okay, what do I need to do? And he kicks a tree and he's like, you need to catch every single one of these falling leaves. Which is freaking insane. It sounds such a ginormous task for a kid. You're like, oh my word. He has to do this just to get into the boxing thing, which you may not even know if he likes or not. And he's like, you gotta do that. So he has to train, trying to grab all the leaves. And the way he does it, he eventually figures it out. He has to grab it. So he has to go and grab it first instead of punching normally. He has to let the air go through him and stuff. So he's like, and he grabs them all. And he's like, wow, this kid's really impressive. And they take him over there, and he goes over to the guy, and he's like, hey, I want to be part of the boxing thing. He's like, awesome, kid. We're going to see how you can do. And he does crappy, because guess what? He's never boxed before. And the whole series is him growing as a person while growing his boxing career and forte. And I don't know why these series speak to me so much. Series like Initial D, Beck Mongolian Chop Squad, stories of coming of age where people who are don't have nothing to do with their life. They're just life's just happening to me, until they get in the driver's seat. A little bit more literal for Initial D, but they get in the driver's seat in their life and all right, I'm gonna fix what's going on with me, and I'm gonna become a better person. And that is the type of story that I love and snort up my freaking nose. And Hajime no Ippo is perfect at that. You see him grow as a boxer and become stronger and better at what he does. And the cool thing about Hajime no Ippo is, even though he wins nearly every fight, he still loses. Now, for a boxing anime, for the part that it's in, the boxing genre, it is absolutely perfect for this type of idea of growth while still losing. You're still winning, but you can still lose. And the main reason is because practice. So you'll be practicing, and you beat this really strong guy, and he's like, bam, he loses. And you're like, you got to get up to my level. And then he's like, okay. And then that's where his goal is to beat him. So he's beating up the boxing mat, and he's doing really hard. Eventually, he does defeat him. And then that's how the story usually goes. It goes training, big new not even bad guy, just big new challenger shows up to the dojo and beats him, and he has to now figure out how to defeat him using his own moves, like the dipsy roll, the gazelle punch, stuff like that. and figure out how to beat him. And that's how it pretty much goes. He trains, figures out a new move, goes back in the ring, and he wins. That's how it goes nearly every time. But you're like, well, if he's going to win every bout, then what's the point of watching it? And to me, that's sort of a dumb question, because with boxing, they fix this problem so easily, because in boxing, there are multiple rounds. So, for example, in something like, Dragon Ball Z, it's definitely a lot harder for, like, Dragon Ball Z to do something like, oh, they're fighting. No. Goku's going to win no matter what. Goku's got to beat him up and win and stuff. And, if he doesn't, you get Super, and that's a little iffy. But, he's beating him up, bam, 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 bam. And he has to win, right? But, like, sometimes they're like, oh, is he losing? Is he going to lose or whatever? And you're like, no, you can't, because it's Goku. That's what's going through my head. But when you take something like boxing, where, like, it matters per round. So, for example, Hajime No Ippo, Hajime may win the first round, but after that, he takes a serious beating in the second round, and you're like, holy crap, he isn't going to make it, he isn't going to make it. And, sometimes he doesn't. That's only happened in the first season, only happened once. Like, he does lose sometimes. And, like I said, boxing has, like, different rounds. And each round is like a fight. Like, well, it literally is a fight, but, like, it's like a battle, like, in Bleach, when they're going, like, the Soul Society has to, like, defeat the different captains. That's what it's like. It's like him going to a captain, and, like, defeating him. Except the captain's like, oh, no, I win. And, like, he dies. But since this is boxing, they don't die. Because it's boxing and not, death samurai who are trying to kill each other. When you take out the whole I can die at any moment part of the story, it, like, makes your character feel more realistic, and, like, oh, is he gonna make it, And even if he does win, sometimes he, like, sustains injuries. So, for example, he breaks his freaking arm because he's a freaking idiot, because he's, like, beating the crap out of him. Sure, he won that fight, but his arm's freaking broken, meaning he has to take a break from boxing and has to, like, refix his arm. And this whole time, he's having a mental breakdown because he has no goals, like, that are pushing him forward. He's just having to stay still and be quiet. And he's like, I can't do this. This isn't right. It's interesting because I relate so much to him as a character. And it's crazy to me watching him go through that. And watching his growth. This is crazy. His growth as a character, going from a weakling to someone that's very strong and capable of himself, is freaking amazing. Because it's not like, oh, I'm a weakling, oh, I'm going to pee my pants, It's not like that. And then it's like, immediately comes the Chad that's like, everybody wishes to be. No. It's like, oh, I'm a weakling. Oh, I'm a weakling. I'm a weakling. I'm a weakling. Oh, maybe I'm not a weakling. I don't know. I might be a weakling. I'm probably not a weakling. I'm not a weakling. I'm a strong person. I'm capable of what I'm doing. That's the growth it's going through. It's not, very like, oh, I'm strong now. Oh, I'm weak now, but thanks, I've done boxing, I'm strong now. No, he has dips, When he loses or he breaks something, he feels like crap because it's a dent in his confidence. And that's with the other boxers, which is freaking amazing. I almost forgot. So the other boxers in the show are, like, a lot less fragile, are a lot more fragile, or not fragile, depending on who it is. But the main characters are usually more fragile than the Hajime, because, like, they go through so much hell to get to where they're at, and when they lose, it hurts so much more because they're putting in as much work as Hajime is, maybe even more. And when they lose due to basic genetics or them knowing a better move than the other one, it just sucks for them because it doesn't feel like it's their fault. We're just like, dang, that person was just simply better than you, and there's not much you can do about that. And, they go through a very depressed state, and, they're like, oh, crap, I've lost. That means I'm not going to be able to get the title or whatever, And watching them go through that, and just, like, feel so awful for them, because they have to go through that. I'm just like, dang, dude, I feel for you, dude. I know what you're going through and whatnot. And that's one of the best things about Hajime no Ippo, is, like, creating these characters who feel realistic and feel like a bunch of best buds. It's just so freaking great, and I love it so freaking much. And if you have not watched or read Hajime no Ippo, you definitely should. The anime, I believe, has like 125 episodes, somewhere around that area. And the manga is freaking long. It is very, very long. It's like 1,300 chapters. And the fact the series like that is able to stay going for that long and stay that consistent in quality is just absolutely amazing. And if you have not read Hajime No Ippo yet, you definitely should. Or if you haven't watched yet, you definitely should. The English dub is on YouTube right now for free. Don't tell anybody that I told you that, but it is on free. It is free on Amazon. On YouTube, and I definitely recommend it. Just watch the first episode, see what you think, and yeah, I absolutely recommend it. And if you have watched Hajime No Ippo, what are your opinions of it? I would love to hear them. What do you think of the characters, how they grow? What do you think of the side characters and how they are as people and how they deal with the struggles different to Ippo? I would love to hear them. Let me know. And with that, my friend, thank you for watching. Hopefully you have a fantastic day. And as always, go out there and read some manga, my friend.